Zechariah Bell versus Diversified Members Credit.
Good morning, Honor. Michael Crump on behalf of the defendant, Diversified Members Credit Union.
All right, and Zechariah Bell, are you here?
Yes.
Say your name, please.
Zechariah Bell.
Okay, Zechariah Bell. Counsel, have you guys talked today?
We did, Your Honor. We had an opportunity to discuss this matter. We were not able to resolve it.
All right. Ma'am, go ahead with your motion.
Your Honor, I've been in communications with the credit union since June, July about my financial hardship. The two people that I spoke to, they told me they would document it, that I was having a financial hardship, and they would note it in my account, and I could make whatever payment that I could. So I made partial payments in July and August. I reached out, I went back to work in August. I contacted the credit union and stated I could make a payment in October. When October came, I reached out to the credit union and they told me I was $1,600 in past due. Now, my financial hardship was not caused by me. It was due to my employer. I did file unemployment, but I was denied at that time. So the only money that I had was $429. Before I had this financial hardship, I had just recently paid off a loan. So when I reached out in October and I expressed that I could make a payment, he told me I was $1,600 past due. I asked to speak to the manager. When I spoke to the manager, she told me that I had the option to pay $6.99 or $3.99, and what was my address because the mail was being returned. I said, well, I was receiving my mail or whatever. I said, that's not true. So then she stated, I asked her, did they accept zip payments? And she told me, yes. So I went online to try to make a payment, to try to edit the payment because of the payments that she asked, could I pay? It wouldn't allow me to edit it. So I went back and called, and she said that I'm not sure, that's not my department, why it's not working. But it should work. She was like, if you have any questions, just call me back. I'm leaving for the day, but just leave a voicemail. Well, that was the 9th. So October 12th, my car was repossessed. I called the CEO. No, I sent the email to the CEO about the issues that I had and what I experienced. And she never followed up with me. I waited. I went to the credit union to get a copy of my loan. Nothing was mentioned about my repossession. I was confused because I never had this issue happen to me before. I filed a complaint through the state with Michigan Department of Financial Services. And I'm still getting emails from the CEO. She's telling me, I'm going to follow up. I'm going to be fair. I'm going to be transparent. Well, last week I received a paper of a note to sell of an auction. It didn't have a price on there. So I talked back to the investigator, and she told me that I needed to reach out to get the amount. So when I spoke to the lady at the credit union, she told me I was $4,500 past due. I was confused as to why it was that amount because the last time I talked to them, it was $1,600. Now, when I was in communications, then nobody expressed to me, hey, your account is going to be frozen until this investigation is over, or you still need to make a payment. Nothing was explained to me, so I didn't really know how the process had went. So she told me that I didn't make a payment for October. I didn't make a payment for November. My payments had went from $437 to $699 in August. And I said, well, I didn't receive a notice that my payments went up to $699. I wasn't aware. She said, well, we sent you something in the mail. I said, I didn't get it. So it went to a different address that I used to live at. And I said, well, why was the CPI applying to my monthly balance if I already said I had a financial hardship? I said, why didn't y'all mention that when I talked to y'all in August, and why didn't y'all present a payment option for me? I said, that's making it hard for me to even pay the $4,500. I said, I didn't know the fees were adding up this whole time when I made my complaint to the CEO. I said, so I'm not understanding why no one could work with me. I'm not denying that I'm not liable for the payments, but before, when October came, I was only 1,600. It was only mentioned 1,600. So why did it go from that to 4,500? So I'm asking that this be delayed until the court date in December for my case, my delivery lawsuit or whatever, to give me time to make a payment and for the investigation through the state to be finished. Because it's not like I'm not trying to make a payment. It's just that I need some assistance and I need some support and for the credit unions to be fair, because I've been with them for a very long time and I have not. This is my second car loan and I never had this issue with my car being past due this month. This much. And I am a single parent and it's very difficult right now. If I'm paying for a car note, if I'm paying for a rental and then y'all keep accruing all these fees on me and y'all still charge me for the repossession, and then it's going up, and nothing is being done. And I reached out to the CEO for assistance, but her behavior or her mannerism towards me was just, she wasn't trying to work with me. She stated one thing, but then she turned around and she be cold. So I'm just asking for some type of assistance to get me caught up.
Counsel, your response.
Thank you, Honor. The plaintiff's motion today is really an emergency motion for a temporary restraining order. What she's seeking to do is prevent the sale of a vehicle after it was repossessed due to a default under the underlying obligation. And the plaintiff can't meet any of the requirements to obtain that temporary relief she's seeking. First and foremost, the first element she has to show is a likelihood that she's going to prevail on the merits. And quite frankly, as she's indicated today, she failed to make her payments on time. And missing a single payment is an event of default, and that entitles the credit union to exercise its rights of repossession. In fact, when the credit union did exercise its rights of repossession in October, the plaintiff was over 120 days delinquent at that time. And that was, as plaintiff mentioned, in October of 2025. Now the sale itself is set for November 17th, and plaintiff hasn't made any kind of indication that she's able to redeem prior to the sale. So there is no likelihood that she's going to prevail on the merits, because quite frankly, she has no meritorious basis to even pursue a claim. Secondly, there's no irreparable harm that plaintiff can claim for a temporary restraining order. What she's taking issue with are all things that would be able to be resolved through monetary damages, even if she could prevail on her claims. So as such, she wouldn't be entitled to the extraordinary relief of a temporary restraining order. So all that is to say, Your Honor, that the credit union properly exercises its rights. It's properly going through the procedure for disposition of the collateral, and plaintiff's request for temporary restraining order has no basis in law or fact.
Yeah,
And I understand things are really hard right now, and how much you're trying to just stay afloat. Unfortunately, under the law, I cannot grant your emergency motion at this time.
Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain? Can he explain why he's stating he's denying it? Because I reached out to them for some assistance to make them aware. And me not being able to have my car is going to cause me not to be able to work.
I understand,
Oh.
but I think he stated all the reasons legally as to why they can go forward with it. And he's the attorney. He's not the one denying you. He represents his clients. And I know you said reached out to them, and I know that you're going through a hard time, and I know that this doesn't make anything any easier for you.
So why was
but
it
I
that,
also
I'm sorry.
can't bend the law where I can't bend the law.
So it wasn't misleading when she asked me for my address and then my car was repossessed 3 days later when I tried to make a payment.
I don't know if that was misleading or not. I don't know what her intent was.
Because my car was took away. They told me my payment past due was 16.
How much
No
do
one
you think?
explained I'm sorry.
How much do you think you still owe on the car?
In general or past due?
Past due.
When I calculated it was 3,000, but they've been charging me $25 for a late fee instead of $20. And it was some other things that I seen that wasn't right, but it was 3,000 without the repossession fees and the storage.
And I get where all those added fees add up. But unfortunately, ma'am, there's no base to grant your emergency motion at this time. So I'm going to have to deny it.
Even though I got an investigation going on.
Yes.
So they couldn't work with me with a payment assistance.
They can do whatever they want, ma'am, but I can't force them to. That's up to them.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I hope you have a better day. Counsel, I sign the order.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, that you broke up. You signed the order?
Yeah. Miss Bell, do you have another case with me?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, 251100 GC LVNV Funding LLC versus Zakoria Bell.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Ashley Notice Hartman on behalf of plaintiff.
Miss Bell, please state your name for the record on this case. Did you guys talk today, counsel?
We did, and same thing. There's no resolution.
Okay.
Um,
I'm sorry, Miss Bell. I was trying to give you a minute. That's why I asked counsel. All right, can you just state your name again?
I'm sorry.
State your name again for the record.
Zakoria Bell.
All right, I'm gonna have the plaintiff attorney start first because that's the proper procedure with her motion, and then I'll let you talk, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead, counsel.
Thanks, Judge. So a little bit similar circumstances, only this debt involves a credit card account with original creditor, Credit One Bank. Defendant doesn't deny the account, doesn't deny owing, doesn't deny the amount. It's the same argument she presented in the prior case. Due to financial difficulty, she states she can't pay. Unfortunately, motions required to be granted under 2.116 I1 based on the pleadings alone. As stated, the plaintiff and alleged amount owed based on the credit card as legal assignee of the debt. Defendant did not deny it. And then further, obviously under 2.116 C9, she doesn't present a valid legal defense. And then under C10, she doesn't have a genuine issue. So based on the circumstances, we would ask that our motion be granted today.
Miss Bell, what is your response?
I had offered to pay like $20 a month or $30 a month. Because of the bills that I have. I pay rent, I pay utilities. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's hard. All right. Unfortunately, that does not overcome their motion. I'm going to grant plaintiff's motion at this time.
Thanks, Judge. And then we did submit an order. Do you have that?
I have it. I'm signing it now.
Great. Thank you.
Is Ms. Bell still here? Did she drop off the line?
She's still on.
Miss Bell, I'm sorry that today could not go more in your favor, but I do really wish you the best.